In the tapestry of your life, a significant thread involved a relationship where the balance of giving and receiving was profoundly skewed. Your person, in their actions and inactions, consistently demonstrated a lack of the time, the focused attention, and the tender care that you so freely and generously offered. You, with an open and vulnerable heart, poured yourself into nurturing and sustaining that connection, always striving to be present for them in a multitude of ways. You extended yourself, offering support, understanding, and unwavering presence, often finding that these efforts were not met with equal enthusiasm or dedication. Whether it manifested through their emotional unavailability, a subtle or overt neglect of your needs, or a general lack of mindful attention to the relationship's well-being, the pattern became increasingly and painfully clear. Their actions simply did not align with the depth and consistency of your own efforts. You invested your emotional energy, your time, and your very self, hoping to build a shared space of mutual respect and affection. Yet, the reciprocity you longed for remained elusive, creating a growing disparity that weighed heavily upon your spirit. Over time, this imbalance, this persistent sense of being the primary giver in a relationship that demanded shared contribution, became too burdensome to bear. The weight of unrequited effort pressed down on you, not as a sudden, dramatic event, but as a slow, accumulating pressure. You reached a critical juncture, a point where the scales tipped irrevocably, and you were faced with a profound decision about your own well-being. In response to this growing imbalance, you made a choice, a decision born not of anger or resentment, but of a deep and essential act of self-preservation. You began to consciously and deliberately shut down your emotions, not as a form of retaliation or punishment, but as a necessary shield for your own heart. You recognized, with a clarity that came from deep introspection, that you deserved more than what you were receiving. You understood that your emotional well-being, your sense of self-worth, and your very peace of mind were at stake. The path forward, though difficult and fraught with its own kind of pain, became clear. For any possibility of reconciliation, for any chance of rebuilding, your person would need to step forward with honesty and courage. They would need to confront the reality of their actions, to come clean with an open and contrite heart, taking full responsibility for the ways in which they had fallen short. They would need to demonstrate, not just with words but with tangible changes in behavior, a genuine and sustained commitment to creating a relationship of mutual respect and care. This decision to step back, to create emotional and perhaps physical distance, was not an easy one. It required strength, a willingness to face the potential loss of a connection that had once held promise, and a deep trust in your own inner wisdom. It was, in its own way, a transformative act, a turning point that marked a shift in your priorities and your understanding of what you truly deserved. In choosing to distance yourself, you also made a powerful and equally important commitment, a commitment to love yourself more deeply and unconditionally. You made a conscious decision to prioritize your own well-being, to nurture your own spirit, and to create a life that was fulfilling and enriching, independent of the fluctuations of this particular relationship. You resolved to honor your own needs, to listen to your own inner voice, and to cultivate a sense of self-worth that was not dependent on external validation. That moment, that turning point when you chose self-love and self-preservation, marked a significant shift in the trajectory of your life. It was as if the universe itself began to conspire in your favor, aligning opportunities and blessings that resonated with your newfound commitment to yourself. The cosmos seemed to respond to your inner shift, orchestrating events and encounters that helped you find a greater sense of balance and fulfillment. This newfound balance extended far beyond the realm of spiritual growth, although that was certainly a vital part of the transformation. It permeated every aspect of your being, touching and healing your physical, mental, and emotional health. You began to radiate an inner strength, a quiet self-confidence that emanated from a place of deep self-acceptance. You cultivated an aura of stability and independence, a sense of groundedness that others could not help but notice and be drawn to. Your person, perhaps sensing this profound shift in your energy, began to see you in a new and different light. They perceived the change in your demeanor, the quiet strength that now characterized your presence. They understood, perhaps for the first time, that getting close to you again, if that was even possible, would not be a simple or easy undertaking. The dynamics of the relationship had undergone a fundamental transformation, primarily because you were no longer willing to entertain the immature actions and the childish behaviors that they had once exhibited without consequence. Where before, in the earlier stages of the relationship, you might have been inclined to make excuses for their behavior, to minimize the impact of their actions, or to try to accommodate them in ways that compromised your own needs, you now stood firm. You had established clear and unwavering boundaries, not as a form of punishment, but as a reflection of your own personal growth and your hard-won self-respect. These boundaries were not arbitrary lines drawn in the sand, but rather expressions of your evolving understanding of what constituted a healthy and respectful relationship. Your person, observing these boundaries, began to understand that if they desired to be a part of your life, to rebuild any semblance of connection, they would need to approach you with a significantly greater sense of maturity and accountability. They would need to demonstrate, through their words and their actions, a genuine willingness to engage with you on a more mature and responsible level. The days of casual disregard, of taking your feelings for granted, were over. Your person is beginning to grasp the full weight and consequence of their past mistakes. They are experiencing, perhaps for the first time, the sting of regret for the times they callously blocked or ignored your messages and calls, often without any valid or justifiable reason. They are starting to truly see how their thoughtless and inconsiderate actions wounded you, leaving you feeling neglected, unimportant, and profoundly undervalued. They are also beginning to recognize, with a growing sense of remorse, just how gently and softly you handled them, even in moments when they were demonstrably undeserving of your patience and kindness. They are remembering the grace and understanding you extended, the willingness you showed to forgive and to offer second chances, even when their behavior did not warrant such treatment. In stark contrast to your gentle and compassionate approach, they are now forced to confront the reality of how rudely and dismissively they often treated you. This retrospective awareness, this painful comparison between your behavior and their own, has brought them face to face with their own shortcomings and deficiencies. It is a humbling realization, one that has likely stirred deep feelings of guilt, regret, and perhaps even a sense of shame within them. They are beginning to understand the true cost of their actions, the emotional toll they exacted, and the damage they inflicted upon the delicate fabric of your connection. Acknowledging their role, their active participation in the breakdown of the relationship, your person is now seeking your forgiveness. They understand, with a growing sense of clarity, that words alone will not be sufficient to mend what has been broken. Apologies, while necessary, are only the first step on a long and arduous path toward reconciliation. Their actions, moving forward, must provide tangible evidence of their remorse and their genuine desire to make things right. They must demonstrate, through consistent and sustained effort, a commitment to changing their patterns of behavior and to rebuilding trust. They express a desire for a fresh start with you, a chance to begin anew, free from the heavy baggage of past guilt, misunderstandings, and blame. They hope to rebuild the connection, not on a foundation of shaky ground or unresolved issues, but on a solid bedrock of honesty, mutual respect, and a balanced exchange of effort. This is not simply about patching things up, about applying a temporary fix to a deeper wound. It is about creating a fundamentally different kind of relationship, one that feels balanced, fulfilling, and mutually enriching for both of you. At the same time, your own journey of self-discovery and growth has placed you in a position of undeniable strength. You are no longer the person who once tolerated neglect, who settled for less than what you deserved, or who compromised your own needs in the pursuit of maintaining a connection that was not serving your highest good. This transformative journey of self-love and healing has empowered you to recognize your own inherent worth, your intrinsic value as a human being. You have learned, through experience and introspection, that true love, the kind of love that nourishes and sustains, cannot thrive in an environment devoid of respect, honesty, and equal effort. You understand that a healthy relationship is a partnership, a collaboration between two individuals who are both committed to the well-being of the other and to the growth of the connection itself. You have come to realize that you deserve a love that reflects your own capacity for love, a relationship that honors your needs and respects your boundaries. While your person's desire for reconciliation may indeed be genuine, and while their expressions of remorse may be heartfelt, the ultimate decision of how to proceed rests with you. It is your choice to determine whether their actions, moving forward, truly align with their words, whether they can consistently demonstrate the maturity and accountability that they now profess. It is your prerogative to assess whether they are capable of meeting the standards you have set for yourself, standards that are rooted in your own self-worth and your understanding of what constitutes a healthy and fulfilling relationship. As you navigate this complex and emotionally charged situation, it is of paramount importance that you remain true to your own values and the commitments you have made to yourself. You have embarked on a journey of self-discovery, and it is essential that you honor the wisdom you have gained along the way. You have learned to prioritize your own well-being, and it is crucial that you continue to do so, regardless of the choices you make regarding this particular relationship. Whether you choose to give this connection another chance, to offer an opportunity for rebuilding and reconciliation, or whether you decide to move forward on your own, embracing the path of independence and self-reliance, remember that the love and balance you have cultivated within yourself will continue to guide you. The inner strength you have developed, the self-confidence you have nurtured, and the self-love you have embraced will serve as your compass, leading you toward a future filled with joy, fulfillment, and authentic connections. Your person's acknowledgement of their past mistakes is undoubtedly a step in the right direction, a necessary first step on the path toward healing and reconciliation. However, it is crucial to recognize that it is not the final destination. The journey of rebuilding trust, of repairing what has been broken, and of creating a healthy, loving, and sustainable partnership will require time, patience, consistent effort, and a sustained commitment to change on their part. It is not a process that can be rushed or taken lightly. Ultimately, the most important relationship you have, the foundation upon which all other connections are built, is the one you share with yourself. By choosing to prioritize your own well-being, by honoring your own needs, and by cultivating a deep and abiding self-love, you have set the stage for a life filled with joy, fulfillment, and authentic connections. Whether or not this particular person remains a part of your life, you have empowered yourself to create a future that is aligned with your highest good and your deepest desires. Our love, you see, has been forged and strengthened, not in the absence of challenges, but precisely through them. It has been tempered and refined by the stones of our difficulties, and it has grown stronger with each struggle we have faced together. Every obstacle we have overcome, every moment of adversity we have navigated, and every triumph we have celebrated has only deepened my appreciation for you and for the unique and precious bond we share. My life, as it exists today, owes so much of its beauty, its richness, and its meaning to you, my love. You entered my life, not as a fleeting moment or a casual encounter, but as a radiant light piercing through the darkest corners of my existence. You illuminated aspects of myself and aspects of life itself that I didn't even know were shrouded in shadow. You revealed to me the true and profound meaning of love, not through empty or hollow words, but through the consistent and unwavering eloquence of your actions. Your kindness, your boundless care, and your unwavering support have been a constant source of strength and inspiration. You have become my guide, offering direction when I felt lost, my strength, providing support when I felt weak, and my safe place, a sanctuary where I could always find solace and acceptance. The ways in which you have touched my life, the depth of your impact on my being, are things I can never fully articulate with mere words. And so, it is with a heavy heart, filled with a profound sense of remorse, that I express how deeply sorry I am for the mistakes I have made, and for the ways in which I have let you down. My actions, often driven by ego and clouded by poor judgment, have left me feeling deeply ashamed and regretful. I carry the weight of my missteps heavily upon my heart, a constant reminder of the pain I have caused. I know that I allowed my pride, that destructive force, to overshadow the love and respect that I hold for you, and for the sacredness of our connection. For this, I cannot apologize enough. My ego, once a barrier between us, is now shattered, and in its place, I am reminded of the essential virtues of humility and honesty in nurturing and sustaining the love we share. I am actively and diligently working to find a greater sense of balance within myself, to learn to manage my emotions with greater wisdom and self-control, so that I can communicate with you consistently, honestly, and with the tenderness and care that you so richly deserve. I understand that rebuilding trust is not a simple or easy task, but it is a commitment that I make to you with my whole being, because the thought of losing you, of living my life without you, is a pain that I simply cannot bear. There have been moments when I have felt a sense of abandonment, a feeling of being left alone. But in truth, I know, deep within my heart, that I was the one who abandoned, not only you, but also myself. I abandoned my own integrity, my own values, when I allowed our communication to falter, when I allowed silence to grow between us like a suffocating darkness. The silence that has stretched between us, the absence of your voice, your presence, has been the heaviest burden to carry. I feel an aching emptiness, a profound sense of loss, when I reflect on how things have unfolded, on the path we have taken, and on the distance that now separates us. More than anything, my deepest desire, my most fervent hope, is to mend what I have broken, to heal the wounds that my actions have caused, and to restore the precious connection we once shared. Being away from you, feeling the coldness of the distance between us, hurts more deeply than any words can express. It has forced me to confront a profound truth: you are not merely a part of my life, you are integral to my happiness, my sense of purpose, and my very being. You are woven into the fabric of my existence, and without you, that fabric feels torn and incomplete. Oddly enough, the moments when you stopped giving me your attention, those times when you withdrew your presence, had an unexpected and profound effect on me. Instead of feeling indifferent or distant, as I might have expected, I found myself drawn to you with an even greater intensity. The desire to be near you, to be close to you, to feel the warmth of your presence, became an overwhelming and undeniable force within me. It was as if the absence of your presence magnified just how much you truly mean to me. I realized, with a clarity that startled me, that my love for you isn't a passive or conditional emotion. It's not something that wavers or fades with the changing circumstances. It is an active, undeniable force, a fundamental part of who I am, a current that continues to pull me toward you, regardless of the circumstances or the obstacles that lie in our path. I want to be unequivocally clear: I never intended to leave you, nor to make you feel, even for a moment, as though I did. You matter to me in ways that words can barely capture, in ways that transcend the limitations of language. You have become such a significant and essential part of my life, and I cherish the memories we have created together, the moments we have shared, and the love we have built. Unfortunately, life's inevitable challenges, coupled with our own misunderstandings and miscommunications, have taken their toll on us, and we have found ourselves drifting apart, like two ships slowly separating on a vast and silent sea. Yet, even in the face of this separation, even amidst the distance that has grown between us, I have never stopped believing in us. I have never stopped seeing you as the person I want to share my life with, the one with whom I long to build a future. The promises I made to you, the vows I spoke, still hold true in my heart, and I assure you, with the utmost sincerity, that I will never break them. They are not empty words or fleeting sentiments, they are a testament to the depth of my commitment and the enduring nature of my love. What I ask of you now, more than anything else, is trust. Trust in the process, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Trust in the fundamental strength of what we share, the unique and powerful connection that binds us together. And trust in my unwavering commitment to making things right, to repairing what has been damaged, and to building a future where our love can flourish. Love, as I have come to understand it, isn't always easy, and it certainly doesn't come without its share of trials and tribulations. It is not a smooth or effortless journey, but it is in facing those trials, in navigating those difficulties together, that love truly grows stronger, deeper, and more resilient. It is in the crucible of challenges that our connection is tested and refined, emerging more precious and enduring than before.